The gardener's vow: to tend, not to command. So now, you've done the work. You've broken from the host systems. You've convened your internal council and learned to govern the four seasons within. You are, for the first time, a sovereign being. And immediately, a new question arises. What is this sovereignty for? Is it to build higher walls? To command more resources for yourself? Or to become a more efficient island? No. The ultimate test of a sovereign is not control but stewardship. Your duty is not to rule over other gardens or gardeners, but to tend them, not to force them to grow, but to ensure the conditions for their own growth are supported. This is my perspective in action. It's the embodiment of the message. Pass on these messages. It's the lesson I learned from my own family, each member on a widely different path. For years, I thought my job was to be the sun, to shine my hard-won truth so brightly on them that they would have no choice but to grow in my direction. I was trying to force a bloom in their winter, demanding fruit from a seedling. It didn't work. It only cast long shadows. I had to learn that I am not the sun. I am a fellow gardener. My job is to share water when I see their soil is dry, to gently point out a weed that might be choking their native plants, not to rip it out for them, but to make them aware of it, and most importantly, to respect with absolute humility that each plant in this vast human garden has its own season. We cannot rush an oak tree, and we should not mourn the brief, beautiful life of a poppy. This is the gardener's vow: to tend, not to command. This vow forces us to understand the critical difference between two forces, dogma and wisdom. Dogma is a greenhouse. It is a controlled, artificial environment. It dictates the temperature, the humidity, the light. Every plant inside is forced to conform to one single idea of what growth should look like. There is no biodiversity. There is no resilience. A plant from a greenhouse will shock and wither the moment it encounters real wind, real rain, real sun. This is what I was trying to build with my family, a greenhouse of my own beliefs. Wisdom, on the other hand, is compost. It is not a structure, it is a nutrient. It is made from the decomposed, broken down remains of your own past, your failures, your joys, your lessons, your thorns and roses. And you don't force feed compost to a plant. You simply offer it to the soil. You spread it around the roots, and then you step back. The plant itself will decide what to draw up, what nutrients it needs for its own unique growth. It might use it to grow stronger roots, or brighter flowers, or more resilient leaves. You don't get to decide. And this vow is tested most severely by the other gardeners. You will encounter them, the overpowering plants, the aggressive weeds who try to impose themselves on the entire garden, the know-it-all presence that makes everyone around them uncomfortable, that drains the nutrients from the soil with their constant demands for attention and agreement. It would be easy, even satisfying, to see them as mere weeds to be pulled, to condemn them and cast them out. But the gardener's vow asks more of us. These individuals too have a purpose we cannot immediately see. Often, their purpose is to be a living, breathing reminder of what not to be. They are a mirror showing us the cost of disharmony, a lesson in how forcing yourself upon the world creates isolation, not respect. They teach us by negative example the profound value of finding our own harmony by not hurting others, by not forcing ourselves upon them. And the real test comes when these people are not distant figures. They are family, they are close colleagues, they are deeply involved in our lives and cannot be avoided right away. In these moments, the task is not to fight them, not to try and prune them yourself. The task is sovereign endurance. The goal is to remain as best as you can a calm, contained ecosystem. Do not let their chaos uproot your peace. Do not let their toxicity poison your soil. You tend your own garden internally, you hold your boundaries, and you bide your time. You observe the season of their disruption without becoming part of its weather. And when the moment is right, you create the space you need. You get away. You restore your peace, and you return to your work, wiser and more resilient for having endured the storm. My life, my stories, my near-death experiences, my deportation, this is my compost. This podcast is me spreading it out around your roots. I'm not building a greenhouse called The Unfinished. I am offering a basket of rich, dark, life-giving compost. Take what nourishes you, leave the rest. Let it decompose further. Your growth is your own. So what does this look like in your life? It means listening to a loved one stuck in a cycle without immediately handing them your solution. It means offering support, not unsolicited plans. It means sharing your story, not as a prescription, but as a testimony. This is what worked for me in my soil, not this is what you must do. It means recognizing that the person you see as asleep might simply be in a necessary season of winter, gathering a wisdom that can only be found in the cold and the dark. Our vow is to be a stable, rooted presence, to broadcast our signal clearly without demanding that others tune to your frequency, to pull the weeds in our own gardens with such dedication that it inspires others to look at their own. The gardener's vow is the final release of control. It is an understanding that true power is not in commanding the ecosystem, but in nurturing it, belonging to it, and serving it. Next time in our finale, we'll look at the big picture. How does this all apply to a world that feels like it's in a collective winter? We'll bring it all together in episode 6, The Resistance Compass. See you in a few.